Indiegogo.
Well, hello everybody. How are you? I know. 2 days in a row. Tomorrow's going to be third day, 3 days in a row. You guys just can't get enough of me, Andy. And over there on the right of the screen, that some bitch. Just going by what his shirt says. Just going by what his shirt says. Don't yell
What?
at me.
Are you picking on Buford T. Justice of Texas?
I am. Hold on. Oh,
That's
all right.
because I do not have a Knight Rider shirt. Look at, we got some people. Joe was first in, so yay, welcome Joe. And this was an unannounced thing, so we will talk to you a little bit about it. Marcus is on there, must be driving or hard at work. And there's Dan. Hail, Dan. And Shadow Talks. Hail, Andy. And Dennis.
What
And
is
there's the
up?
Angry Gamer.
Stephen De La Vega, hail Andy and Dennis. I was at the Crowder Show in Nashville too. I'm bummed I didn't. No
Oh, no
way!
way!
No way! Oh my god, that would have been so freaking cool.
We
We were
were
talking
in
about it.
row
We
K.
we were talking about the last few weeks leading up to it and going. You should have. Oh, that sucks. If you heard us talking about it, you should have definitely reached out.
Yeah,
Could have
yeah,
had a
because
beer
all we
after.
did was we grabbed some beer and we chilled out and we had a blast, an absolute blast. It would have been nice to see you there.
Yeah, where were your seats? We were up top in the balcony, section 13, row K,
Seats
seats
7 and 8.
7 and 8.
So we had the pew right between us. Joe wants to know how the show was. It was fantastic.
Yes, the show was hysterical. I yelled, "Look at these four people," and waited for your bald head to perk up. Well, we were in the balcony, so unless you were in the balcony, you wouldn't have seen me perk up even if I did.
But we had a really nice couple of people from Nashville that were sitting next to us. So we were having great conversations. So, yeah, we didn't. We could only take pictures too, which was a bummer beforehand. So once the show started, there was no video, pictures, cameras, no nothing. So it's okay. We got some nice pictures, but man, so let anybody else sees it, let us know if you win. We loved the show. I thought all three were great. Dave to me was the standout.
Oh, Dave was um, by far the best. I thought the opener was good. Um, but yeah, Dave was definitely the standout. I thought Steven was good too. Dave's set was definitely more for basically any type of audience, I thought.
Yes,
Um, whereas Steven's set was definitely more for a right leaning audience. But
I
that,
think Steven's set was geared towards his Crowder Mug Club audience.
right,
Yep.
which is right leaning. Uh, I think, uh, Steven doesn't want to go around and perform full time. So he knows that's the audience coming to a show, where since Dave does perform almost every weekend, he has to have a set that can work for everybody. And I thought that worked really well. Anyhow, on to what we're here for. So it was right before Halloween. I'm scrolling through Facebook, and John Malin makes a post about a movie called Terrifier, and he said, it's on. What is this? God, I keep getting these stupid text messages. He said it's on Amazon Prime, free with ads. So I went and I looked at it, and I looked at the trailer. And what's up, Randy? Thank you for posting the link. That's right. Go get yourself some Kor-Drath now. Creeping up on 70,000, the next stretch goal. So once we hit that, yow, everybody will get the map and the map. Anyhow, so I watched the trailer for Terrifier, and I got to be honest, I wasn't that impressed. Just the way it was shot, it looked kind of like a student film to me. The contrast, it was in color, but the contrast was really high. in it. And I know that's a film technique and stuff. I get it. But so I wasn't super impressed. And then lo and behold, I see Terrifier 2 is out in theaters 7 years later. It came out a couple weeks ago. And you definitely have to see. We ran into somebody in Nashville at a store we went to, and he was a horror movie guy, and he's like, look, if you haven't seen Terrifier 1, you've got to see 1 before you see 2. And I heard 2 was worse than 1 in regards to the goriness of it. Like Terrifier 1, the rating is NR. It's not even rated. So basically NC-17. So Dennis watched it yesterday morning. He came over, before he went and saw Black Panther, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I saw it." I was like, "Well," he's like, "You just got to watch it." I'm like, "All right, well, I'll try and watch it. I'll try and watch it tonight." So I started it last night. I finished it this morning. This movie definitely, I still think it has a vibe of a student film. I think all the actors, maybe except one, and we'll get into details and spoilers because this first Terrifier came out in 2015. So too bad you're going to hear spoilers. There's maybe one actor, maybe two, that I didn't get the student film vibe from. And, I've said it before. I've done a little bit of acting on my part. I have student films that I could show you guys. Maybe one day we'll have to do a Andy student film days that are about 20 years old, 24 years old, some student films I did. And I do fall into that category. This is why I still draw funny books.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mine, I'm also an RTF major, and I actually had documentaries and stuff. But back then it was 3/4 inch tape, and none of my stuff survived. So I have none of it anymore.
Mine was all in VHS, and I had it all, which I still have the VHS copies they sent me, and I have it all transferred to digital. So yeah, one day we'll have to do a showing of some of my student films so everybody can get a laugh. I was also about 10 years ago, 12 years ago, in a sitcom pilot that was shot here in Charlotte. I was one of the lead actors in it. There were 3 lead actors. I was one of them. And obviously, if the sitcom pilot took off, I would have been doing that. But the pilot didn't go. I don't know if I can show that or not. I mean, I've looked on YouTube to see if the guy's posted it, and he never has. So I don't know if I can show it or not. But I can definitely show the student films. This is back when I had glasses. I don't even think I was shaving my hair all the way. And all the student films I was in were like small parts.
Oh, you mean when you look like Harold Ramis?
Right. Well, no. That was long. Dude, that was when I was in high school. I didn't have that much hair 25 years ago. Wow. So anyhow, Terrifier, the part of it that I thought was really professional, see if you agree, Dennis, was the gory special effects.
So you call it a student film. I'm going to call it a B horror film along the lines of like Trauma, Toxic Avengers, that kind of stuff. That's the vibe that I got. The characterizations that were in it were what I would expect out of a B film. But I agree with you. The special effects were pretty darn good.
They were real good. That's where they spent the money.
Yes, and I think they did a good job on that.
And that was the point, I think, is they made this movie Terrifier. It's about this guy that dresses up like a clown. And, kind of like It in the reboot. It's an evil looking clown. I mean, you don't look at this guy. Even on Halloween, you see this guy dressed up and you think to yourself, dude, you're a twisted F. Because
smiles,
it is not a happy clown.
He's a black and white clown. And so there's nothing unusual. He is pretty weird looking. but even when he smiles, it almost looks like there's blood and shit in his teeth.
Yeah, I
And
don't even know if they were his real teeth or not, or like he put teeth in. But yeah,
right,
his teeth were nasty.
right, and they didn't look it. And the actresses, I actually had to pull them up because honestly, I didn't recognize anybody, which is what I'm
No.
thinking that these were low budget actresses. Jenna Canal played Tara Hayes, and then her sister Victoria was played by Samantha. They look like sisters, so I mean that was good. David Howard Thornton, I don't know him. He played Art the Clown, and he was pretty creepy. He was pretty creepy. The girl Dawn.
He's actually been in other stuff because I went to his IMDb page. He's been in other stuff I've seen.
Okay,
Um, Joe says the fact that Art, that's the clown, doesn't make any sounds was creepy. Oh yeah, because Art didn't come out of this unscathed.
he got stabbed in
He
the
got
foot and
stabbed.
in the
He
side. He's like,
yeah yeah he just didn't make sounds when he got stabbed and shit done to him. But so he basically stalks these two girls that are obviously dressed up for Halloween. He he just kills people left and right in this thing. If you ever saw Bone Tomahawk, there's a specific scene in Bone Tomahawk where, with what Art did to this one girl in this movie, I was like, and he said, Bone Tomahawk, hold my beer. Um, pre-
oh
pretty,
yeah.
pretty graphic. Um, didn't see that one coming. I
You
get, I
saw
don't
the
know.
sheet hang. You saw the sheet hanging there, and I'm going. Well, there's obviously something behind the sheet,
Oh yeah,
and I figured it was going to be Dawn, the girl, but I figured she was just going to be hanging there or tied up against a pole or something like that. Oh yeah, that when that sheet came down and you see her,
if
and
you
I'm
think
like,
that's brutal, then you should watch this. So the sheet comes down, and he's got this girl naked except for her panties, strung up upside down, and she's basically in a V shape. Her legs are spread apart, tied up. Her arms are spread. Well, she was just hanging there. Her arms weren't tied, were they? I don't
oh
remember.
yeah, no, yeah. Arms were tied down
Yeah, and legs were
and
tied.
ankles
So
were
she was
tied
a
up.
V. Yeah,
So
so
it's an X.
she was an X shape. Yeah, upside down. And you're like, uh-oh. And from a guy standpoint, I'm like, nice nice boobages going on. And then good old Art the Clown, and they don't show it, they just imply it, but you know what he does? He rips off her panties. And now with everything they've shown in this movie, I'm thinking Art the Bear is the clown. No, because this clown was actually tall.
He's very tall.
With everything they show in this movie, I'm like, dude, he just ripped her panties off. I bet they're going to pull the camera back for a full shot of that. No. Disappointment. Really? It's a non rated movie, which means the actress was like, you can hang me upside down. You can have my boobs hang upside down, but I'm not showing my little friend down below. So, no. But then he takes a hacksaw, and that's right. You just thought it. That's what he did. Hacksawed all the way down and stopped. No, he went all the way through her head.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he got
So,
interrupted right at the end. So the only thing that
oh, so
was
it actually did
left,
stop right
yes.
here.
So literally, that's the only part that didn't get
That's
sawed.
right.
And then they actually do a close up of not only the body, the inside of the legs,
Oh
the
yeah.
crotch. You see her intestines fall out
Fall to
onto
the
the
floor.
floor. Um, oh my god! And then they show that like her bloodied face with all the blood coming down. Wow! I mean, it was
It,
graphic. And then when they saw the blood coming down, that's what reminded me of like your Toxic Avenger B film because of all the
uh,
blood. And then he goes to town on a couple of the guys at the pizza joint, cuts off the head, puts like little candles and stuff inside the
well,
eyes.
yeah, because he made one guy into a jack o' lantern, basically.
Yes, yes, a real life jack o' lantern.
Yeah,
It was
he.
impressive. So the special effects, they had some inventive ways. It falls into your very typical tropes of what not to do. You know, when you're running away from a bad guy, you found a way in, go back out the same way, blah 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 blah. But oh my God,
Oh,
it
an
is,
angry gamer. It is a little much,
it is.
but as movie reviewers, because that's how we look at ourselves. We are reviewers, movie reviewers. And sometimes you got to watch this stuff. So, will we watch Terrifier 2? Yes. Have I heard that it's worse? Yes.
Yes, yes, because Joe even says it's got some crazy killing it as well. We heard number one was very tame compared to number two, and
And
after seeing that one, I'm like, damn.
number one was only 84 minutes. The second one is like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, they
Uh,
tacked on a whole nother hour into this, and so they raised, Randy set it up here in Indiegogo, $215,000 to shoot this. So obviously they spent that on a whole extra hour of film, and I'm going to be curious of the level of special effects.
well, yeah, I mean, I assume the main guy's back is the clown. You said this was interesting to me because you didn't tell me obviously what they were, and I'm glad you didn't. But you said yesterday there was a couple interesting twists or something like that. And when the movie was over, I thought to myself, I didn't I didn't really see, I don't know, like to me a twist is something I didn't see coming and I didn't there was nothing in that movie I didn't see coming.
Oh
So
no,
what are you talking
I,
about?
I wasn't talking plot twist. I was talking what we just were talking about now. The girl upside down where
Oh,
she got sawed in half. I'm like, dude, totally didn't see that coming. Now the big plot twist, supposedly twist, was there's a girl at the beginning of the film, and they're doing an interview with her, and she had gotten
looks like the
horribly
monkey ripped her face
disfigured.
off.
Right. So again, that was not much of a too much of a surprise to me. Hold on, we
No,
got
no,
some. Our good old porn bots decided to pop in.
I know. I have it's brutal, no clue how I that's the thing. It's supposedly worse than one, but they got an R rating, which I can't believe because like he killed one chick by shooting her in the face a lot. And they showed the aftermath of that. Now, usually in a rated R movie, somebody gets shot in the head, you see the dark hole, a little blood goes bloop, 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 bloop. But what's up, Luke? Holla!
Luke is in the house.
But with this movie, he shoots her in the cheek and then the forehead, and then he reloads and just empties it. And the special effects show the aftermath, which once again I thought was really well done. Because if you're going to do that with a semi-auto like that, it's going to cause not just holes. So I thought that was really well done. Uh, he says it's because there's no nudity. Well, that sucks. Minimal cursing. And that's true. People are more scared of nudity and F bombs. Could be. So, would you say that the gore was heightened in this second movie? Let us know. One guy going out on a limb, but I'm assuming that Dennis is a fan of Trauma and Toxie.
So these were the trauma makers. So they did a lot of movies, and I only scratched the surface of them. But they were kind of like Corman. They're able to do a lot on a very small budget. Toxic Avenger was still one of my favorites. Chud at that time. Nukem High. I remember that one. I mean, guys, these were just classic. Like when you go
Oh,
to film school and you're learning how to do it, you're not going to have much of a budget. So it was always about you know getting the most out of what you can between the settings, the actors and actresses, the special effects on a low budget. That is literally what this felt very much a part of.
Yeah. Um, Now I know where Malin got the idea for the big Fractober piece. Yeah. There's a scene where we've seen this. I mean, well, here's the thing, honestly. It was more brutal than The Walking Dead because The Walking Dead gets brutal with zombies. So that's way more cartoonish. It's like the worst thing in Walking Dead they ever did is when Negan killed Glenn. That was brutal. But this movie was way more brutal than that. But like, he killed one guy by stomping on his head, so he mushed his face in and stuff and crap like
Attacking the
that.
killer tomatoes,
Oh.
yes. Or
And like
attacking
Dennis said,
the
the movie starts off with this chick being interviewed by whose face is totally messed up. It looks like the monkey ripped her face off. And she's being interviewed on TV because she survived the killer, blah, blah, blah. And then it goes back, and they want you to think they're moving forward in time, but it actually goes back in time, and you see what happens to the girl and all that, whose face ends up that way in the very end of the movie. The one reason I want to see number 2, and let me see this comment. To me, the Extreme 2 takes that 1 didn't have as much as the Suffering. Movies, usually someone is shot or stabbed and falls dead. The human body is resilient. And 2, they really, really... Oh. Okay.
Interesting.
So, the thing I'm very curious about, and no spoilers, do not spoil this, in 2 is, in the end of 1... Artie the Clown there puts a gun in his mouth and pulls the trigger and blows the back of his head off. Just poof, right? But somehow he survives. So obviously in the morgue, he's wheeled in along with another guy, the dude whose face he smashed. And, needless to say, the morgue dude attended the coroner, unzips the bag. You see the dead Art there, hole in his head. And then the dude looks away, and then the clown just grabs him by the throat and sits up, grabs him by the throat and stuff. What's this? And 2 has a Chris Jericho cameo. Awesome.
Really?
Maybe Thursday night, Dennis. Maybe Thursday night.
I know. Now I kind of do want to see this.
I know. Well, aren't you curious to see how he survived? Because there, it's supernatural. It's got to be supernatural.
I am. I do love the fact that in the first one, all the characters that you basically get introduced to all die.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody I love the fact that it's not 1 or 2 characters. He dies, she dies, everybody dies.
Yeah. Well, the thing I tell you one thing I did think was funny is... The worker guy who got his face smashed in by his boot, his shoe.
Big clown foot.
Yeah. What I thought was weird is he took a hammer and clocked that guy right here. He's a bald guy too with a hammer. And the dude obviously, I'll be honest, I thought he was dead, not just passed out, because if you hit somebody with like the same force of a hammer, but it's wider and bigger to disperse the energy, that's one thing. But you hit somebody with a freaking hammer hard here, it's going to cave your head in some.
I don't know. We'll test it out after the live stream on Wednesday. I'll bring a hammer over for you.
All right. I guess I'll smash you in the head. What?
You got the same head. It would be a one-on-one comparison. Bald head, yeah, perfect.
I figured I'd just smash you in the head.
Well, he got hit once. So what they didn't show was boom, and then when they cut away, I was wondering if he sat there and went boom, boom, boom. But then when you see,
no, he didn't.
It was Mike the Exterminator. When he gets back up, you're like, oh, He only smacked him once. Oh,
Yeah, and
that's
there's just
cool.
this little trickle of blood. There's a little blood. There's no dent or anything. Come on. You do all this other stuff so realistic, but with this guy, you smash him in the head with a hammer, and all there is a little bit of blood coming down. Not even Ric Flair blood just pouring down his face, but
So
just like, oh,
one of the guys did talk about the cat lady. She was a cat lady who was down there, and she was cuckoo in the head. And she said, "I've got a baby," and then the little baby, she's sitting there cradling it, and the baby is just it's a doll. So you're thinking, okay, she knows about him. This is kind of like Halloween Ends. So she knows there's this guy that's around this area. He's bad news,
yeah.
as a tenant, and she just chills out there. And then you're thinking, well, she's going to survive. Oh, nope. Okay, I guess that one's too. So even the cat lady, she was a kind of a kooky but interesting one.
We should crowdfund a movie with the Paul Pelosi attacker, The Hammer Strikes. That is the hardest part of the skull, at least. Concussions come and go. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, that's a minor nitpicky thing. I mean, overall, I was entertained by it. Is the second movie just as saturated as it? Like, is the film? Is it filmed the exact same way with the oversaturation and stuff of the color? Whoa, there's a movie called All Hallows Eve where art originally appeared. Anthology
Oh,
flick. Oh, it's an anthology. Oh. Yeah, that's not going to happen to me. Dennis might pass out.
oh, sure enough, there it is. It's got a
Hail. Hail.
5.1 rating, and it was from 2013. Oh my God! Hang on, is it the same character?
Yeah, that's what the dude said in the chat.
No, 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 not Art.
Oh.
One of the
Hail.
other characters. There's Rubber.
Hey, 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 enough with the rubber talk. Jesus.
Hold on. Now I got to open it up. Nope. So Katie McGuire, the actress from this one, was also in All Hallows Eve.
Oh, really? So Terrifier is much better. Okay. Yeah, so you must have rented it on Amazon or something. Because I told Dennis it is in theaters on the big screen, but I also saw that it's on Amazon Prime for rent. I just don't know how much it is, so it might be, you know, might be worth it just to catch on the big screen.
And
Let's
one of
see.
you guys recommended Rubber, so I did pull up a Rubber because I'm not familiar with it.
Dude, not on stream, Dennis. Don't be pulling a rubber up on stream. Jesus.
So Quentin Dupieux wrote and directed it.
Phew. Quentin de Phew. And what's it
So they're
about?
saying that that's a good horror film. So I will have to check into it. I'm not recognizing like hardly anybody in here either. Couple of actors that are like backup actors that I kind of recognize, but nobody interesting. But let's just see
What
what did. It's a 5.7. That's a solid rating for this
what
kind
year
of a
did it come
film.
out?
That is 2010.
Oh God, Paul says rubber sucks. It's like a
Oh,
it's like the Killer Couch movie. All right, I'm looking at showtimes. So on Thursday, this movie is 2.5 hours long, dude. It's at 6:45 Thursday at this one theater. Let me see if it's at the other theater we go to every now and then.
Rubber can't be worse than Attack the. Oh, see, I got a soft spot for Attack of the Killer Tomatoes
You must.
and the 50-foot cheerleader.
All right, so it's not at the other theater, so we'll have to think about it. It's at 6:30, like I said, Thursday night, if we decide to go that route.
All right, we'll have options,
So
but this first one was good enough for the type of movie that I really did want to see. I do want to see number two.
I'm going to see how much the rental cost is. Let's see. I do want to see number two. big time because Travis said all our answers, all our questions will be answered. So it's $8 to rent it. Oh, wait a
Okay.
second. Hold on. Oh no, it's not. It's not available on Prime. So
Let's see where to watch. We'll figure it out. We're gonna watch it though. I'm glad to see a bunch of you guys did though,
well,
and it definitely's got to be better than Halloween Ends. So we did meet somebody on our trip that really liked Halloween Ends. Thought it was a great movie.
we reviewed Barbarian, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, we did. We liked Barbarian. Barbarian was good. I don't
So go
remember
to
what
the
I gave it,
DNA
but it was good.
channel, look up in our archives, and look up Barbarian review. It'll be in there.
Yeah, we reviewed Barbarian. I liked it. I thought it was good. Terrifier 2 in the description doesn't say how. Well, I mean, so here's the description. It kind of spoils how he comes back because it says, after being resurrected by a sinister entity. So, I mean, we kind of knew that was going to happen anyhow.
Yep.
So, um, that's not like a huge, huge thing.
Here, I'm dropping the link for the DNA show. That way, you guys, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to it so you can go in and check out. We do movie reviews. Barbarian was really good.
Yeah, I thought Barbarian was good. I enjoyed it a lot. So what would you rate this movie, Dennis? What is your CGC rating for this?
My okay, as long as that, what I would say is as long as we take that movie for what it is, a B slasher horror film on a low budget, I'm giving this a 6.5. I enjoyed it. I really thought it was good for what it was. If I thought I was going into like a Nightmare on Elm Street or a Halloween or a Freddy movie, an early one, they just got bigger budgets. I would have expected more, but it was for what it was. It was entertaining, and I give them kudos for what they did on a very obviously low budget.
Yeah, I'm going 6.5 as well. Same thing. It is. It's a good. It. I don't see. To me, it's not a horror movie because it wasn't scary, and it's not a
It was. It's
thriller.
more. It's a slasher.
It's a slasher flick. And there's no real story to it. It's basic. It's basic AF. But I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. Actually, you know what? I'll give it a 7 because it is a slasher flick. But yeah, I'm going to give it a 7 because the effects were so good. I
They
thought the
were.
effects were just
And
so good.
you know the girls get cuteness. The main girl, her sister, her friend, who just is so dumb, but and deserved to die. But they were all very cute. Um, I solid. See, even there we go. He's giving it a 7,
See, look at that on the
and Paul's
same.
giving it a 10. So he loves it. So that's actually must be up his. Terrifier 2 is on streaming channel. There's a free trial for new subscriber. Okay. Well, we will
Yeah,
figure it out.
yeah, we'll definitely see it and figure it out. So
So, with that being said, I wound up, I was going to do a separate video, but since we're doing this, I'm just going to go ahead and show everyone. Oh, look at that. Pasquale 369 is on.
what's
Welcome. You
up?
just missed the review, so you have to go back and check it out. Oh, we are talking girl cuteness. Just wait till 2. The lead girl is hot.
Well, I
Good. Can't
saw her
wait.
in the preview. She looks hot. So I mean,
So
not
you,
that I go to movies just for that. I'm not shallow.
I was going to do a full blown unboxing, but I knew there was going to be screws and stuff in there. So what I did was when we were on our trip, we stopped out at Cooters, another Cooters. So that's twice now that I've gotten to hit a Dukes of Hazzard Museum at a different Cooters. One of the vehicles that I had gotten originally, you guys will know this one.
Will I?
Will you? You don't
Will
like
I
that
am?
kind of car? Oh, come on. Somebody type in what's this car from? Oh, let me give you the hint. Oh yeah, it's my 1/18th scale Knight
Oh.
Rider.
Slap it to
It
the side so I can see it better.
You can even see
Oh.
the inside. So this was Knight Rider, which I've had this one for a while now. I don't even know if I had ever done an unboxing of it. So this is the original version of it. I think in season 3, they've got it where their pursuit mode. They actually have like special turbos and the back pops out and stuff. On this one, even the engine pops open. So this was a very nice detailed scale of 1/18th,
Ooh.
even in the back. This was a good car. You all know I'm a Smokey and the Bandit fan. This is probably one of my second, third favorite car of all time. But yeah, with this one, with the door, it's actually got the batteries built into it, and kit comes up. Not the cooter I had in mind. Of course, Texas Mofo said it. So anyway, you guys can find kit cars out there, and this one is very well made. It's one of my favorite for its size and everything. It's really solid. However, when I
Oh, there's a
went there,
however.
they had a vehicle there that I had not seen. If you're a Knight Rider fan, you know what? A mini David. I am looking, and then I'm going to ask you guys a trivia question because I remember this. So while we were there, guess what I found? Well,
It's
you guys.
brother.
Well, wait. What does that look like? Even this hood opens. They're like, Dennis, that's the same car. What are you trying to do? Or is it? Oh, oh, anybody? Anybody? I'm going to give you a hint here in a minute. And no, not you, Sexbot. Blocking you, timing you out.
What? Oh, Sexbot, yeah.
Yeah, not you. All right, ready?
Oh, that's hurtful.
Oh, snap. Anybody? Anybody can tell me what is this car?
He's giving a big clue.
I did. Come on. Anybody? Yeah, I'm hoping. I might be the only true Knight Rider fan on here. There we go. Joe for the win. Show it, Andy.
Oh, there it is. Car. It's car.
It is
Or as Texas
indeed.
Mofo does it the right way.
Thank you. He even did it with the correct because CAR stands for the Night Automated Robotic Rover. So this was the evil version of KIT. And KIT stood for Night Industries 2000, which was the first version of it. And then, of course, they came out with the 3000 when they did, I think it was like a 2008 series. So there they are, side by side. I have never seen a car before. So in the first episode, Kit and Car actually looked the same. So Car didn't have the silver trim below it, but then when they did the Kit versus Car episode, he had survived the first one, and you notice to make it easier, they did the bottom all in silver, and the only way to really tell was, of course, the sensors up front.
Do 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 do
Evil
do
Kit.
do
So
do.
this was basically Evil Kit. Kit was designed to protect, humanity, and to look after people and help them. Car was designed to be as really a self-preservation model, and they realized that this was a flawed prototype because he would do some really not nice things. Now later on, we did. David Hasselhoff was Michael Knight, and he also got an evil twin because he also grew I think it was a mustache and like a little soul patch, and that was instead of Michael Knight, it was Garth Knight, but that was actually the creator, his actual son, and then he developed Goliath, which was the kit car with the special metallic alloy that became their
Oh.
semi that was indestructible, named Goliath. So anyway, just saying, there's a really cool history with it. But in all the car museums and all the places I have been, this is the first time I ever saw a vehicle for car. My wife was like, "Are you serious? This is what you're going to buy?" And I'm like, "Yep, I have never seen one." Apparently, according to the guy at Cooters, there have been three versions of car that have been made. This is the current one. This one actually is a 2022 model. This one is the 2019 model of Kit with the lights. So, anyway, thought I would show you guys. This was, for me, one of the TV shows. This, A-Team, Blue Thunder, Street Hawk, for any of you guys out there, and Airwolf.
Street
There it is.
Hawk. Street Hawk. Listen to that. Throwing down some old stuff with Street Hawk.
Street Hawk was awesome. It was basically like a Night Rider, but on a really fast, cool motorcycle. And Blue Thunder was, of course, the helicopter, which Airwolf was my favorite out of all of the helicopter ones. Blue Thunder was cool. Airwolf was amazing.
Nice. All right, guys. Kor-Drath, The Reckoning. We're getting there. We're only $803 away. Is my math correct, Dennis? From
Your math is
70,000.
correct. And Joe brings up Automan, the one season. So at least there were two of us in the universe that saw Automan. Cursor, go at it. Oh my God. Thank you, Joe. You are my brother from another mother. We have mentioned this. You have watched all the same shows as me. I loved Automan. Andy, have you ever seen Automan?
I haven't, but I was going to say you are Joe's brother from another mother, where you and I are bros from another hoe.
I knew you were going to turn it somehow.
Yes, yes, we are. So, anyhow, Kor-Drath, The Reckoning, $803 away from $70,000. The next stretch goal, which gets everyone that backs the campaign, the map of the Shattered Reach. So, check the campaign out. There's lots of good goodies on the campaign. I played the trailer at the beginning of this stream. Here, there's colored pages up on the campaign. We've got more letters coming in. Once we have 1 through 6 lettered and colored, I'm going to probably update the page with those so you guys can see them and read 1 through 6. We think that will be cool for you guys to be able to read. Of course, the newest addition to the campaign is the game module. At least 24 pages. The cover drawn by Bart Sears. That's his pencils. He's going to ink it. We're going to get Dan Lawless to color it, which he will do a bang-up job as always. Dennis, tell them a little bit about Kor-Drath, the game module.
So the game module, this is going to be obviously a module that's going to be set in the Shattered Reach. Again, since we're so close, you guys are going to have the map. You'll be able to see right where so everything's going to tie in. You guys can make up your own characters and play it right in there. I've got to finish the module, and then I'm going to game test it so I can figure out exactly what levels and everything. But for those of you that want to either play Kor-Drath, Adriana, and Lilith is actually going to be the $80,000 stretch goal. So hopefully, if we got a picture of her, you can see that one.
Yes, I'll show that. These are the 2 character cards that everybody gets right now for free. The first 2 stretch goals. Great shot of the character on the front of each card with full game stats on the back. So like Dennis said, they're 5th edition SRD compatible, ready to play in the Kor-Drath game module or in any other role-playing game you like. And Dennis did mention we do have the Lilith character card ready to go for the next stretch goal after the map. Once again, great colors by Dan Lawless over my art. Fantastic stats on the back. These cards will make very nice collectibles. So there's that as well. And guys, just if you've backed it, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I just finished inking another page today. I've got to hold back on what I can show. I mean, I did tweet out the page with, it was partially inked and still in pencil. So if you go to my Twitter or follow me at Andy Smith Art, you can see that photo that I tweeted out of the page, work in progress.
So Angry Gamer, one thing a lot of people don't role play, and that is perfectly cool. The nice thing about this module is it goes hand in hand with the story. So it has a lot of interesting. You're going to meet a fourth tribe that is you're not going to get introduced to in the comic book. And it just fleshes everything out. So it's still going to have whole chunks of story, pieces that are on there. So even if you don't sit there and sling dice, that's okay. The module still is going to expand on the world, and it's all about world building and giving you guys flavor. Those of you that role play, you're going to love this stuff. And if you don't, it is just a lot more cool background filler for an awesome universe that will keep getting expanded.
Get yourself the beanie, and it is black. I had to lighten it up so you could actually see this wasn't just a silhouette, but an actual photo of a beanie with the texture and stuff. With the Kor-Drath logo. Get yourself the beautiful Lilith t-shirt with Bud Root's stunning artwork. And of course, the metal AF, that's as bad word, Kor-Drath metal looking t-shirt as well that you can get. So lots of fun stuff if you've already backed it.
D&D did go woke.
But this campaign won't.
It absolutely will not. There will be nothing woke in this. And for those of you that play it, you don't have to use the stupid woke rules.
That's right. You do not have to. So guys, go check out the campaign. We're very proud of it. We're very proud of what we're doing. But honestly, a little behind the curtain here, people look at a number like this and they go, oh, it's fine. I'll be honest, as of right now, we're about scratching the surface of paying for production and all that on the book. Producing these books, as Eric July says and Ethan has said, that ain't cheap. It ain't cheap to produce a book like this. We want to obviously break even on it, and we're not there yet. So keep sharing the campaign. Sharing is caring. And hail to you as well, Paul. And what's up, Genuine Comics? So yes, share the campaign around if you've already backed it. If you haven't backed it, give it a look. Give it a back. I think you'll enjoy it. There are 5 different covers to choose from. There's an artist edition book you can get. I've got better images of all this stuff. Look at this. You can get yourself a nice oversized 88-page hardcover artist edition if you're into that, where you can see all the nice gradations in the artwork and such, because I'm scanning my art straight from the black and white art in full color. So you can see pencil marks and white out and all that stuff.
And plus, because we went from 64 to 76 pages, that means the black, white, and raw edition also went bigger.
That's right. 80.
And we didn't charge any more.
That's right. 88 pages for that hardcover book, and it's still $65. So guys, go check that out.
Thank you, World of
great campaign. Thank you so much. And we will see you on Wednesday. My wife is about to pull in. We're going to hear a garage door. Nobody wants to hear that. They want to see this.
Heard it.
That's right. So we'll see you Wednesday, tomorrow night,
special
5
guest
o'clock.
Who? Who's our guest?
Stephen Dye, creator of Rocket Magazine, the independent comic book magazine. Bye, everybody.
Live long and prosper. Talk to you soon.
Well, hey, everybody.
want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution.